Ken. He's a very special individual. I don't say that because I think that. I say that because he was one of the few people that was scrutinized and tested to make sure that he had the intelligence, the calm, and the ability to communicate. Gee, doesn't that sound like it'd be a good person to have in the United States Congress? So with that said, Ken, please take over.
Thank you, Steve, for that very kind introduction. Good afternoon, Roanoke. Are we ready to stand up and get this party started? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're here today to exercise our First Amendment right, our right to freedom of speech, and our right to peacefully assemble. Against the tyranny and the oppression that we are getting out of this administration. As Steve said, today in our nation's capital, we will have a military parade, and the Army will proudly march and demonstrate its capabilities in Washington. And I will not stand here and defile our military and our young members who are serving in the military. But I will stand up and defy the expenditure that this administration is spending on that parade. When we look at the cuts to the Veterans Administration and that $50 million that could go to fund the Veterans Crisis Hotline for suicide that has been cut and decimated, that money should be going there to defend our veterans. We have a suicide rate among veterans 3 times higher than the national average. Wow. We lose 22 veterans a day, and they had the gall to cut funding for that suicide hotline. That is not acceptable, my friends. As we look out and we see the National Guard deployed in California illegally, and it is going to a court on Tuesday to determine whether or not, an appeals court, whether or not the lower judge ruling was accurate, and he ruled that it was illegal. So we look to see on Tuesday what that court will do. Amen. And we have deployed Marines, active duty Marines, on the streets of Los Angeles. That, my friends, is unacceptable. And we cannot and we will not accept that. So, as we stand here united, we stand here with our voices being heard, with our assembly being seen. We must stand up, we must hear our voices, and we must stand against this oppression and this tyranny that is being imposed upon us. I am no stranger to Roanoke. I have stood in hands-off rallies. I have stood in the no spine Klein rallies that we have. And to be able to stand here today with you in Roanoke, proudly I stand here as a veteran. Proudly I stand here seeking your vote and your support to send me to Congress so I can represent each and every one of you. And I make this solemn promise to you. When I go to Congress as your next congressman, I will support all the people of the 6th District, not just those who voted for me, but everybody in the 6th District. You deserve that. You deserve someone who represents you with integrity, honesty, and respect. And that's what I will do as your next congressman. So today, stand proudly, stand loud, be seen, be heard, and be in defiance of this administration and what they're doing. Thank you so much. God bless the 6th Congressional District, and God bless America. Thank you, folks.